Welcome to another video from Indzara.com. This video is about a demo of the Sales Pipeline Manager Excel template. In the previous video, we went over the different features of the template. In this video, we will start from the blank template and start entering data step by step and see how the template works. Now let's get started. This is the first sheet of the template. So this is the info sheet. Provides a lot of useful information about the template, links to articles that will help you get started with using the template. The first step of entering data into this template starts with the settings sheet. So we go to the settings sheet, and here we have the default 4 stages defined. And this is our first step to update the stages to suit your specific business. For example, the default are these 4 stages: lead, opportunity, quote, and demo. And these are all intermediate stages as it's written here. By default, the first stage will be new when a deal is created and it has not yet become a lead. Let's say it's a new deal. And then the final stage will always be a closed stage, which again, you don't have to enter it here because the template will automatically consider the last stage to be closed stage. So in between the new and the closed stages, you can have up to 10 different stages. So we have 4 here. So that means totally there are 6 stages: new, lead, opportunity, quote, demo, and then closed. In your case, you can rename this however you would like. You can also add more until here. So if you have 10 intermediate stages and 12 total stages, the template can still support it. You can also have only 2 stages. That's okay. You will just select these and then hit the delete key so that you're removing the contents there, just like that. And that's it. Let me undo and bring them back. Now that is our first step. Let's move on to the next step. The next step is entering a new sales deal. So here we will go into the deal sheet. This is where most of the data entry happens. In the deal sheet, here are the required fields. These 3 fields are required. Before we start entering the data, I would like you to click on cell B6 and then press Ctrl 1 to open up this Format Cells dialog box. You can also go here and then choose more number formats. You'll arrive at the same dialog box. And here you can choose the currency that you prefer to have in your template. And so once you have changed it and hit OK, then the deal value amounts will be measured in the currency that you have chosen. So I'm going to leave it as dollars here. I'm going to cancel out. But this is the step you would do to change the currency to begin with. Now we are ready to start entering the deal for the required fields. So let's say deal name, I give a specific name to the deal and then a value. And I just type in 5,000, hit tab, then I go to the next field. And it's marked in red background because it is saying that this is a required field and we have not entered it. So this is a validation that the template has, which expects a created date for every deal, because without that, the template cannot calculate certain calculations. So it is a required entry. So now we can enter the date as, let's say, January 5th, 2020. And so it's very important that you note how the dates are entered. So I'm typing in 1/5/2020, hit tab, and it'll automatically display it as 05 Jan 2020. If you have entered it in incorrect date formats, Excel will treat that as text, and we don't want that. So for example, you go and now that I've selected the cell C6, I go in here, I can see that the date is actually a valid date and the dates are different. If it is actually entered in an incorrect format, you will see all these values to be exactly the same. That means Excel is treating that as text. We don't want Excel to treat it as text. We want it to consider it as a date. So now that we have entered the created date, we have entered the 3 required fields. Now we move on to what I call these as stage dates. As the deal goes through stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we want to make note of when the deal reached that stage. Since the template supports 12 up to 10 intermediate stages, and here we have all the 10 columns, and you can hide these columns because we don't have we only have 4 in this example or in this demo. So I will select these, right click, hide. So I did this for those 6 columns. If in your case it may be the last 3 that you don't need, you can hide only those. This makes the data entry simpler because now I don't have to see those columns that are not applicable to my business scenario right now. So now we have 4 stage dates. And as the deal goes through each of these stages, you can enter. For example, let's say the deal went to, on January 7th, it became a lead. And then on January 10th, it became an opportunity. So this is how you will enter the stage dates as each deal goes through the different stages. The next set of attributes here are called the deal attributes. And this is nothing but lead source, what industry was the lead from, or the deal from, the location, product, and company. These columns can be renamed and repurposed, which means that I can just click on this and call it something else by typing in a new name called source instead of lead source. No problem. You can enter this with whatever names you prefer to have, and the template will accommodate that. And you can also completely repurpose it for some other reason, meaning you don't want to track the source of the lead. You want to track some other, completely different attribute. That's also okay. You can just change the name however you would like. Then we have a set of fields called required fields, and we should not be repurposing this. We should be used exactly as it is designed. So here, the win probability is, for the specific deal, what is the chance that I give that the deal would be a success? Let's say it's a 50% success rate for the specific deal. I put in 50, and then I go into the status. Here, if the deal is still being worked on, then I would leave it blank. Once the decision is made, then I have to come in and then enter a won or a lost. Until then, I can leave it as blank. If it's blank, it's considered as an active deal, meaning it's still being worked on. Close date. If the deal is still being worked on, I would recommend putting in a close date that you project when it'll close. Let's say I expect this to close April 5th. That's it. So right now, this is an open deal. I have a 50% chance of winning, and the close date is 5th April 2020. And then I can type in any notes I want or comments. This is optional, but if you prefer to keep some notes here on the specific deal, you can. And then we have the lost reason column. If the deal is lost, meaning, let's say the deal was lost, it was lost on, let's say April 5th, 2020, and then you would want to put in a lost reason. So maybe competition or whatever the reason may be, you can type in the reason. Please be consistent with the words used in the lost reason so that it helps in better reporting. And so you can type in the words, keep it short and crisp and consistent for easier to read dashboards. The last set of 3 columns are what I'm calling it as contact attributes. These can be renamed and repurposed however you would like. Right now I've given the name of the person you're working with on the deal, the email address to contact that person, and the phone number to contact this person. But you can use it for other purposes as well. So this is all the data entry for the deals table is. Now that we have entered one deal, I can go in and then click in cell A7 and start typing my second deal, deal 2, tab. And now you can see that it automatically expanded the table. And now my table has 2 deals. And this may be a $10,000 deal. And then it started February 1st and February 5th and then February 7th. And let's say it went February 10th and then February 14th I did a demo. And I actually got the deal closed on, let's say, Feb 16th, Okay, so I have not entered the source here, so I'm just gonna put in some customer referral as the source, and then the industry we could probably put as finance, tech, location, and then product A, product B, company X, Y. Okay, so now this is my information. Now I've entered 2 deals, and you can type in another one here and add more deals as you go along. Now let's go and take a look at the dashboard, what it looks like when we enter the data. The dashboard, when you start with, will have nothing. So because we've only entered data just now, we have to refresh it. So we go data, refresh all, and now you start seeing that the dashboard has started populating. We have totally 1 deal that we won and then 1 we lost. So it's a 50% conversion rate, $10,000 won, $5,000 lost, and then 54 days it takes to close a deal on average, and then the average deal value is 7,500. The sales funnel, we start with 2 deals. Only 1 of them went to the quote stage, and then that was a winning deal. So 50% finally made it to the winning stage or the final stage. Now it took 16 days for the winning deal, and then 92 days on average for the closing deal. And the conversion rate by deal created month. So the deal that was created in January, we had 0% conversion rate. The deal that was created in February, we had 100% conversion rate. And now when we move on to this, so we have more information to analyze the deals over here on the right side. And it's kind of strange that it has NA or not available. And that's because if you remember, we changed the name of that column from lead source to source. Let me go back and show you that. So we changed this name from lead source to source. And that means we have to come in here and again, apply source as the name and hit refresh. And so now you start seeing that the source is coming through. So which means referral was the only deal that was won, and then the deal value from that is $10,000. The conversion rate for referral is 100%. When the deal comes through a customer, it's 0%, and you can see the average days to close and the deal value. And similarly, we can do it by industry, and I hit refresh all, and now I should see tech and finance. The point here is that you should be able to find out what type of deals are working, what type of deals are being successful for your business, and you can change this from any of these 5 fields and instantly get insights about what the difference is between the different industries in terms of the number of deals being won, the value of the deal, then how long does the deal take to close. All of this could be changing or varying by industry or location or product or company or other attributes. This dashboard gives you an easy way to slice the data and quickly see what's going on with your deals. And by knowing which deals are being successful, you can double down on those type of deals, so increase your conversion rate, or you can work on the deal areas which are weaker for you to improve that as well. The key part is that you need insights that help you make those decisions, and that's where the dashboard comes in handy. So we saw how the dashboard is now reflecting the data that we entered in the deals table, and I can go in and then also do filter. Hey, show me only deals for finance industry, and now it'll start showing me that there's a 0% conversion rate because we didn't work that well. The tech, however, we have a 100% conversion rate because again the data is very short, small sample that we entered. But I hope that this gives you an idea how the dashboard can be filtered. You can filter one value at a time, or you can filter with the control and then click on tech. Now I can actually filter on 2 things in a filter or a slicer. Clear the filter by clicking this. Now everything is included. So this is how the dashboard works, and you can also filter by the dates. So for example, I can go to here and then say, show me only the deals in January, or show me only the deals in January and February. So I can do these type of things just easily with the dashboard. If I want the complete thing, I can choose the complete period. Now let me go back to the deals and let me enter another deal which is in progress. So for example, this may be a $2,000 deal. It started February 14th. And let's say it's still being worked on, but I expect maybe a 75% chance of winning. And then I'm going to say I'm expecting this to be finishing on April 2nd. And let me now go and see the active deal sheet. I'll see that this is getting populated. I have to hit refresh all. And now I see the expected deal value by projected month as well. This means that there's totally one open deal for $2,000, and I expect to make out $1,500 out of the $2,000. That just means that it's a 75% chance that I will get it. So that's $1,500 expected value, and it's been in the pipeline for 10 days. And this is breaking down by which stage it is in. It's still in a new stage, which means it has not converted into a lead yet. And the deal value is this and that stage and expected, all that. So once you have more active deals, it'll look more populated. But since we only have one deal, most of them are zero. Now the expected deal value by projected month is, because if we typed in, since we typed in the close date to be April 2020, the active deals is showing in April, we will make $1,500. That's the expected value. And if you have more, it'll show each month how much we are making. So this is projecting your future sales based on the data that we entered in the deals table. I want to talk to you about the validations that are put into the template to ensure that the data you entered is correct. So for example, in the deals table, this is a screenshot that I've taken of the deals table. You will see a message at the top which will show how many deals are missing the created date, how many closed deals are missing the close date, how many closed deals have a close date which is before the created date, and then how many have incorrect stage dates. So all of these validation or errors will actually show with the red color fill background and a border, which will easily help you identify entries which are incorrect, so you can quickly update them to make it correct. So here, for example, the created date is missing in this deal, the close date is missing in this deal, and here, for example, stage 2 is January 1st, stage 1 is January 2nd. So this shouldn't be happening, and so this would be considered as an error. And then here again, the same thing. This is happening in 2019, whereas the deal was created in 2020. So that seems wrong. And then the close date also cannot be before the created date. So you can't create a deal in 2020, but then you closed it in 2019. So that these are considered as errors, and the template will consider those deals as error deals, will not be accounted in the dashboard. Now let me talk about the activities module, which is an additional sheet in this template, which is not related to the dashboard directly. It is not tied to any of the other sheets. All it is, it's an additional module that you can use to track all the interactions that you have with your customers. So let's say, for example, I had January 5th, I had a, let's say deal 1. You can also use the drop down here. And for that deal, I emailed customer asking for info, and then January 10th, same deal, I called customer and answered all questions. And then let's say this has happened. So this means that these two activities have happened for that deal. And similarly, you can add any number of activities for all the deals. Now, let's say I want to set myself a reminder for a future dated activity. So I would come in and say March 1st, which is a future dated, for deal 3, email. Okay. This just means that I have set myself up a reminder that on March 1st, I have to email regarding deal 3, right? So this is all it does right now. And then you can when March 1st comes along, can come in here and say, show me all the ones that are due on March 1st, and it'll then filter. So let me just show you that. Show me all the ones that are due on March 1st, and it shows that there's one, and you can work on that. And once you finish it, you will type in here that email customer and customer is happy or something like that. And that means that you've completed that activity. So typing in the notes means that you have completed that activity. So let's say this is, so for example, this one, you did not call the customer on that day. I'm going to remove that information. And now the template will say there's one past due. That means I was supposed to call the customer for deal 1 on Jan 10th, but I have not made any notes. That means it's past due. And if this is a future dated, let's say if this is today. So today is Feb 23rd. And now this will say it is due today. It's not past due. It's 23rd Feb today, 23rd Feb. Today, this is due. And this is how you can use this simple table to set yourself a reminder for future activities, and then use it to remind you about what you have to do today. And also when you're finished, you can just type in the notes, and that automatically removes it from past due, right? So this is a very, very simple way of tracking all your activities. So that's it. So this is how it'll still say due today, meaning because I still have the 23rd Feb today. But tomorrow, when it becomes 24th Feb, the due today will change. Past due will still be 0 because I've been completing all my tasks. Now let me do a quick recap of what we've gone through in this video. So we started with the settings sheet where you can rename and then enter the stages for your business process. And then you go to the deals table, you change the currency of the deal value first, and then you enter your required fields. You hide the columns that you don't need in between for the stages. And then you enter the stage dates as each deal goes through each stage. You enter the deal attributes for better reporting and analysis, and you enter a win probability for any open deals, and then you put in a close date when you're expecting it to close. When a decision is taken on the deal, you will enter them as lost or won. If it's lost, enter the lost reason. If regardless of whether it's lost or won, update the close date when it was lost or won. And then you have some optional entries here for storing contact information or additional notes. If you want more columns, you just type in here a new column name in cell AA5, and that's how you can add more columns. So this is the deals data entry. You can go to the dashboard, hit refresh all to get the dashboard updated with the latest information. You can use the slicer here or for more analysis on your deals. You can always look at the active deal sheet to see all the open deals and the projected sales by month. You can use the activities module to keep track of all the interactions that you have with your customers. So this is all the template is designed to do, and it's very simple to use, but it's very, very effective and powerful in giving you insights about your sales funnel process. Now, if you have any questions, please let me know. In the next video, I will cover some of the frequently asked questions about this template. Thank you very much for watching.